Hi,
I sorry I'm late.
it's all right, no problem.
Doze off a bit. So here we are though. Okay, so we are going to start Perek Daled.
Your sound is a little bit muddy.
Oh, how about now?
Much better, much better. Thank you.
Okay, so Cheshbon nefesh, Ba'avodas Hashem, Ba'rochas Madrigoseh, a reckoning soul, Ba'avodas Hashem, and assessing its level. Amos Cheshbon nefesh. Okay, what is the essence of a Cheshbon nefesh? The essence of a cheshbon nefesh is that a person should um, uh, deal in his mind. He should consider, I guess, all matters of his soul, the chiyuv of the soul, Elokim Yisbarach, and the obligation which he has to serve Hashem. But it's appropriate not to forget ki ein cheshbon minyan hamedameh. The cheshbon is not something for it has to do with imagination, but rather an intellectual um, um, I don't know, intellectual is the term. Um, uh, um, Mental maybe, but
Mm.
anyway, it's clear. It's clear and refined. Moshe b'chol chochma yediya b'shem olam. If shal yisod yitein b'akim kshetiyeh lo mitchil yedim b'veres b'ro pino seha ha'ikarios. So if it's Mussar people look at as an art form. It's not an art form. It's a science. It's a discipline. And just like any other discipline in the world, you need to know its basic principles, primary principles, in order to deal with it. So, though, too, the discipline of Mussar also requires a knowledge of the basic principles. And then you can bring out um, um, uh, ramifications, which I'm not sure what it means by mechuvan. Direct ramifications, assuming it means that you can logically extrapolate from the basic principles to whatever you want to wherever you want to go. So therefore, for the purpose of the Kesher Nefesh, it's necessary first that to clarify by person the um, the the principles which he needs, literally the knowledges, but the principles which to require for this. They should be clear in his mind for charusos bilibo and embedded in his heart. Shoban, and could reckon with them. And he won't become so weakened, I guess, pessimistic. When in your yearning to make a reckoning of his soul, you'll find sufficient means for making the cheshbon. There's a prevalent mistake by many people. Anything which actually is um, coincidental, meaning in this case extrinsic, is seen as intrinsic. And that's the matter of the Yitzhara that makes the Yitzhara lose. I think he's saying the Yitzhara seems like intrinsic to us, not extrinsic. So therefore, it's very simple, very prevalent that after the clarifying, so the cheshbon and Siman nefesh, a real thirst, be'emes, and truth, to go in the proper way according to what's in Hashem. When the soul sees how far it's actually distant from the derech hakodesh, Techlash, it's going to become weak. He's embarrassed, it's safe and sad. V'yirachalev, and soft-hearted. Because apish enotob b'atzmo, well, this even though it's not good in of itself, kaka mikra nolad, no, it's a bad thing. But megama nikra nolad mibira chachma, vayidia shel cheshbon nefesh. It's something which is not intrinsic. It comes about from the clarity, the knowledgeable clarification and awareness of cheshbon and nefesh. I think what he's saying, although what he's saying is saying in a very convoluted way, is that cheshbon nefesh makes most people depressed, and because they have to realize that they're basically failing. So the Goren Shemitzach Shnemus Nefesh of Chik manner Elef Sedi, and therefore since every soul wants to distance itself from these losses, Shema Chulsha, weakness, aboshes, embarrassment, no depes, overly much Chulsha and boshes, because can answer from Rachlev, simply from sadness and having a soft heart. So there. Yeah, you ela lo morim machzikim yosel derech hatova vayishora. He says that I'm not sure how he made the transition here, but these things actually arouse and strengthen the person to go in the derech hatov. HaNefesh shalachs beton v'yosher. Soul which goes in with simplicity and with straightness. B'derech Hashem is b'derech of Hashem lo yitech lash rak techor oz v'hador. Won't be weakened. It's going to be girded with strength and glory. Lo tisbayesh. It won't be embarrassed. Rak teromem keren b'chavod. It's going to uplift its horn in honor. Asher otrabo me'aloka kol nefashos yisaleh. That is with which it was. Every soul has a crown gifted from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lo titzatzev ki chev Hashem, so won't be sad because the joy of Hashem is its strength. Lo yirachel ava, its heart will not be soft. Ki migdal o shem Hashem letzaddik. It's like because God is a tower of strength to a tzaddik who follows Him with simplicity. Aval nigashim derech Hashem yisbarach, but tznom lechus baruch hu schobas halev. Okay.
If you don't prepare properly, you're going to make this mistake.
Yeah, but it's interesting what Lashon uses that they're going to make a mistake in halacha.
Yeah.
That this is I don't know why he uses that Lashon. I'm sure he had some reasons to use that.
Maybe it doesn't mean halacha. Maybe it means like the path.
Yeah, I thought about that, but it's the juxtaposition of the term Talmud Klein Lamaisa. I think makes it really much more likely that it's being literal. Okay, maybe it's being figurative. Anyway, bottom line is, after all this is said and done, there's a lot of verbiage here, but this is the bottom line. People think that weakness and sadness is intrinsic to Cheshbon nefesh and to find Yiras Hashem. Right? That's people are of that impression. I have no idea what that is.
Save upon your face.
Not bad. Let's assume that's good. Okay.
I looked at it earlier and I figured it out.
Okay. So a nefesh, like I said before, is a big thing, a holy thing, a lofty thing. So if cheshbon nefesh means that you got to be depressed, the nefesh is going to eventually say, "No way, I don't want this. No, thank you." So therefore, they're going to go empty, and they're not going to add abona chachma. Okay, so now let's see what this note here. B'chisus habusha now. The low level of this busha, but that's a good thing. Do not and be embarrassed by it. This is the bad thing. In other words, a person who eats of his friend without deserving it, he's embarrassed to look in his face. Sheshlias busha zu huncha b'yisod kavana shel brias adam. The Seder Hanagosa. No, so the I'm not sure how to read this note to see there's something missing, but he's saying even though this busha is is a negative, busha is a good thing, all in all.
No, I think he means that there is a certain busha that people have, which is internal or intrinsic to a
Right, which is a
person.
good thing.
Like when a person takes from somebody, but and he's embarrassed. You can't look at him. It's difficult. But this busha that he's talking about with cheshbon nefesh, that's an external busha. It's something that is not from within, and if you pay attention to it, you're eventually going to reject doing cheshbon nefesh because your neshama and your personality, you don't want to feel embarrassed like that. It's not a good feeling. Whereas internal busha is a mila. It's something that's good.
Right. It says money by Shaim and Gomli Chasodim. So obviously, intrinsic busha is a good thing, but it's going here it's a bad thing, as you're saying. This it says Amal Haksim, the toil of the fools, Tiagenu. It's going to make him tire him out. Asher lo yada alecha salir, because he doesn't know how to get to the city. He doesn't know where he's going. It's just going round and round and round. Okay, so we got to get to the roots of Yira based on the depths of the Chazal. Vasechel Yosher in the straight mind, Shana Hashem is Baruch Adam, which Hashem bestowed upon us. Torah, and it's just like any other area, like Halacha, where we judge the details with our straight and clear mind. The thing is, you can't just rely on your own understanding. It says before, you have to know the basic principles, you have to learn them. You shouldn't rely on your own being to reach the depth of the details of the Chachmas HaNefesh, which is one side of the system of the discipline of Avodas Hashem. And the second side, which I guess like things you have to do with the Nefesh Chaim and stuff like that, knowing not just Mussar in terms of the Chachmas HaNefesh, also in terms of what I'm playing in the Lamos and on all levels by what I do. Shirabu Batzmur Hashem, and both these sides are very, very vast. I come low. What's this? Lo Hisha. I guess Hashem didn't remove Chachma didn't deny us of Chachma. So in other words, we have basic intrinsic logic. You can get a lot in your own mind, again, as you know the principles and as you know the knowledge of both these areas as the preconditions of Cheshbon and nefesh. Okay, so again, I'm not sure that he needed to say all that in such a flowery and long language.
I was just going to say that he says a lot here. Well, there's a lot of words, but
yeah,
the principle is very, very small
yes.
nakuda.
Right. Okay. Hopefully it gets better next week.
Okay.
All right.
Take care. Have a good week.
You too. Bye.
Yes. Bye.